watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the nation's leader bringing remarks at a groundbreaking for a multi-million-dollar luxury development in Abaco. Residents of East Grand Bahama seeking a response on the state of repairs to the Casuarina Bridge. And the Governor General attending the Rotary Club of Sunset's Diamond Affair at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the nation's leader, the Honorable Philip Davis, touching down on Abaco today to bring remarks to the groundbreaking for the $352.2 million Abaco luxury development on Montage Key. Prime Minister Davis says the development is poised to become a major attraction and elevate the Bahamas' luxury resort profile. The new project features a world-class deep-water marina, a 50-suite hotel, and inclusive residencies. And PM Davis says that Montage Key is set to make a big step in the Caribbean market. As he commends the developers for such a project, PM Davis says this will go well for the country as it opens another income-generating avenue, creating long-term and sustainable development, or employment rather, for Bahamians. And while on Abaco, Prime Minister Davis spoke to the shantytown issue, which has been an ongoing challenge in the country for decades. The nation's chiefs says demolishing the shanty towns right away will only create another issue of housing those displaced individuals. He says, however, they have a plan to deal with those illegal structures.
You don't want to demolish places where people are living and they have no place to stay. That's one issue. We also, what I've said, you would have heard me say that, first of all, the documented Haitians who are in shanty towns, we are going to find who their employers are and oblige those employers to find a place for them to stay.
Prime Minister Davis says they will be processed and repatriated, and he also addressed the issue of Bahamians living in those areas.
Bahamians who are living in the shanty towns, we'll speak to them and ask them to move out. That's a process. Once that is completed, and that is ongoing as I speak. We've had some operations here in Abaco recently. That is ongoing as we speak. And once all those are settled, then you'll see the shanty towns being demolished.
The Lucaya Service Company officially announced the closure of the Casuarina Bridge due to much-needed repairs 1 month ago. As a result, residents were forced to use the Sir Jack Haywood Bridge on a daily basis. But while talking with our Simone Davis today, residents are demanding answers on the status of repairs at that bridge. Here's that report.
While Lusco announced that this bridge would be open come March 31st, residents of this area say it is inconveniencing that they have to reroute their daily commute. These residents are also concerned about next month's opening, being that what was supposed to be a 30-day process is still not completed after 15 months.
The initial date was for repairs was November 2021, so we are now 2023. We're 15 months into that, and apparently we have not had a completion of a 30-day project. So we're into a year, and it's very concerning.
Martin says since the bridge initially closed back in 2021 for repairs, the constant reopening and closing has become frustrating, and residents just want answers on what's taking so long.
And it's pretty much a lot on gas. Persons who have to go to even school, to drop the children off to school. It's a big inconvenience because sometimes they have to go all the way down on Grand Bahama Highway and then they have to turn south all the way down to probably East Sunrise or even on to Settlers Way, and it's really an inconvenience for a lot of the residents.
Now, Chief Executive Officer at the Grand Bahama Development Company, Sharice Brown, responding to residents' concerns and recognizing the need for better communication from the company to those residents. She explains the need for the closure.
What has happened with respect to the Casuarina Bridge is that the work on the underside of the bridge requires workmen to be there. While that is going on, we were advised by our engineers that it is not safe for the workers, if the bridge is opened, to have motorists traversing back and forth over the bridge. So it really is a safety issue.
And as it relates to the opening date for the bridge slated for March 31st.
We did issue a notice in January that the bridge would be closed up until March 31st. Again, we are going to have to revisit that reopening date because of the redesign and modification to the design on the embankment and the seawall retaining walls.
Area MP Kwesi Thompson says apart from the bridge closure, residents are also experiencing a myriad of other issues that are contributing to their frustrations.
They also have issues with lighting. We've raised these issues with the developer as well. We are over the bridge, which means we are a distance from any police presence. Thankfully, we've seen that there are police patrols, but we need additional lighting in the area.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Simone Davis.
Well, the Rotary Club of Sunset Grand Bahama hosting a diamond affair at the Grand Lucayan Ballroom this past weekend to honor a few members with the Paul Harris Fellowship Award. It is the highest honor that Rotary International can bestow upon an individual. The event was held under the auspices of the Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, His Excellency Sir Cornelius A. Smith and Lady Smith. The diamond event commencing with the procession of honorees, followed by the Governor General's arrival. Scores of guests filled the Grand Lucayan Ballroom, beautifully decorated in red for the occasion. Sandra Mortimer Russell, chairwoman of the Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness and Prevention Group, was recognized for her long-standing career in health care. Yvonne Ward, the Grand Bahama Education Office's acting assistant director of education, was honored for her excellent contributions to education.
It is my desire and passion to serve in God's ministry of health, hope, and healing. And like former U.S. Congressman John Lewis would say, get in good but necessary trouble, especially for the most vulnerable and those of less influence and affluence.
I feel obliged to let everybody in this room know that those students who did not get their answers correct were never in my classroom. Education has been my chosen area of service for the past 42 years. Therefore, I end with a fitting quote, which I can attest to from a very wise man, Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Frederick Stirrup, head of the Bahamas Boxing Commission, was honored for his invaluable addition to media growth and his selfless devotion to amateur boxing and sports marketing in an independent Bahamas. The Very Reverend Harry Bain, Dean of Nassau, Rector of Christ Church Cathedral, was honored for his service to the Anglican community.
Those of us who are honored tonight have made some meaningful contributions to society, and we've done some achievements. But none of us have done it by ourselves. We've all been fortunate to function from a foundation of unquestioned love and support by our family and friends and associates.
I wish to thank Canon Norman Lightburn and the good people of my favorite church, Christ the King, Pro Cathedral, where I spent some 20 years.
Governor General, His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Cornelius A. Smith, thanked each recipient for their invaluable accomplishments, selfless labor, and devotion to the Grand Bahama Society.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we forget to honor the wives and the significant others of the honorees. And so I also wish tonight to take this opportunity to thank your spouses and your family. And all those members who support you in your efforts to build a stronger communities. We thank you.
The event closed out with music from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Pop Band and attendees dancing the night away. Well, the 50th Grand Bahama Independence Committee is launching school tours at various high schools on the island. Beginning with Bishop Michael Eldon High School, the Minister for Grand Bahama bringing remarks to the students, encouraging them to join in on the country's Golden Jubilee.
Freedom, democracy, and true Bahamian pride are a few words that the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, is using to describe the Bahamas' 50th independence anniversary. Minister Moxie telling the students here at Bishop Michael Eldon High School that they are leaders of today, and she's also encouraging them to take the country to greater heights as they stand on the shoulders of the nation's founding fathers. The Minister for Grand Bahama says the struggle against injustice, inequality, and gender bias are some of the main reasons for our government's fight for independence. Minister Moxie explaining to the students that this year is not only historic, but a momentous time, and every Bahamian boy and girl should join in the celebrations.
This extraordinary occasion for our nation deserves to be celebrated by Bahamians resided throughout the length and breadth of the Bahamas and the diaspora, because it represents half of a century of freedom, democracy, and true Bahamian pride, as you're displaying here this morning. But most important, warriors, we must acknowledge and understand the astounding significance of this milestone, because the road that led our nation to independence was a difficult one to travel.
The Bishop Michael Eldon alumni shares that the blueprint for independence was the framework for a free and independent nation.
From that day onward, the Bahamas has asserted its identity as a sovereign nation and carved out a path that is unique and reflective of our culture and heritage. We have charted a course toward prosperity and progress, and continue to build and develop as a nation. Admittedly, we have faced many challenges along the way, but we have also achieved great success in tourism, finance, and culture, and have become a proud and vibrant nation.
Minister Moxie telling the students that they ought to build on the progress that the government has made to help and improve the quality of life in the country.
For this reason, I encourage all warriors to participate in the Road to 50 celebrations on Grand Bahama. Seize every opportunity to show your Bahamian pride.
Activities for the students include a speech contest, art competition, a school bulletin board competition, and more. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
In news from the crime beat, police in Grand Bahama are seeking assistance in locating a vessel stolen from Spanish Main Drive off Midshipman Road. According to reports, shortly before 5 p.m. on Friday, February 24th, officers attached to the South and West Division received a report that between Tuesday the 21st and Friday the 24th of February, a 27-foot blue and white 2016 Sea Ray named Blue Waters with a 300 horsepower Mercury engine was attached and stolen. The vessel is valued at $112,000. Investigation continues. Meantime, police have recovered a stolen vessel on Friday, the 24th of February. Officers attached to the Marine Support Division while on sea patrol recovered a 24-foot 2017 blue Nordic Star vessel with a black 250 horsepower engine attached. The vessel was reportedly retrieved on Monday, stolen on Monday, the 20th of February. Now to news from Abaco. Police arresting 2 adult males for possession of dangerous drugs this past Friday. In the first incident, shortly before 5 p.m., officers attached to the Marsh Harbor Police Station executed a search warrant on a residence located on Central Pines, where a quantity of suspected marijuana was discovered. A 23-year-old male of Central Pines was arrested and taken into police custody. The weight and value of the suspected drugs are unknown at this time. In the second incident, shortly before 6 p.m., officers attached to the Marsh Harbor Police Station while on mobile patrol in the area of Forest Drive stopped a male riding a scooter. The mail was searched and a quantity of suspected marijuana was found. The 24-year-old male of Marsh Harbor was taken into police custody. Also on Friday, shortly before 10 p.m., officers attached to the Marsh Harbor Police Station acting on information proceeded to an abandoned building located on Bay Street, Marsh Harbor, where they discovered a black pistol with no ammunition. No arrest was made. Investigations continue. Well, the weekend blood drive, a great success. That story and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Order 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $19.10, VAT inclusive. Choose your pairs with any one topping and crust, pan or thin, and satisfy everyone. Excite your taste buds with Pizza Hut's 2 medium pizzas super deal and save. Available for carry-out, curbside, pickup, and delivery at Pizza Hut downtown, 352-9191.
The ultimate brunch full buffet is back at Portobello's in the Grand Lucayan Hotel every Sunday from noon until 4 p.m. Call 373-1333 for more information. Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath, number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661. Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Grand Bahama Artist Community presents Art Lucaya, a 4-day showcase of Grand Bahamian talent, March 23rd through 26th at Rand Nature Center, Port Lucaya Marketplace, and Garden of the Groves. Reserve your tickets at events.gbpa.com/artlucaya.
When I found out I was pregnant with Yellow, I was pretty happy because that's my first time going to be a mother. The baby's heartbeat. She did end up swallowing some of the fluid, and she had the cord wrapped around her neck 3 times. I'm not the only mom that goes through this.
Everywhere they could have put a tube in my body, there were tubes.
Join the ZNS Health Zone with guest Dr. Mespless, a cardiologist at Doctors Hospital, the medical expert.
What are some of the warning signs that tells you you need to go and get to a doctor right away? This could be a heart attack.
Chest pain is an emergency. The people need to go to the hospital, no delay.
Tired of the endless bank fees and long lines? The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is the solution to making your money work for you by providing you with free financial counseling, higher interest on savings plans, and lower interest rates on loans. Savings products such as Christmas and Vacation Club, fixed deposits, and annuity savings allow our members to prepare for today and tomorrow without all of the hassle. Join satisfied Bahamians who left their banking frustrations behind. Open an account with GBCCU 352-4139.
Bad little lady, yeah, she be driving me crazy. When she licking her lips and moving them hips like coming, baby. I wanna take her down now.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Scores of residents turning up at the Rand Memorial Hospital on Saturday to give the gift of life during a Pint of Love blood drive. The initiative is the brainchild of local doctors who continue to advocate for blood donors to come forward in an attempt to maintain adequate levels of blood at the blood bank. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
It was all about giving the gift of life at the Rand Memorial Hospital during the A Pint of Love blood drive. Spearhead of the drive, House Officer at the Rand Memorial Hospital, Dr. Gregory Cooper, and Chief of Services, Shamanique Bodie-Williams, say it was all about educating and encouraging the public to save a life.
Just one person that donates can save 3 lives because we use different components of the blood. And as an obstetrician and gynecologist, we know that sometimes ladies really need blood and it's not available.
We want it to be a regular thing. The shelf life of blood is only 35 days, and so we need you to know that it needs to be replenished constantly. I haven't figured out a cure to stop people from being afraid of needles, but what I would like to say is you wouldn't want to be the person on the bed in need of blood and somebody says, oh, I can't save her life because I'm afraid of needles. And if you think about it in that way, then hopefully that encourages you to put that fear aside just for one day.
With collab partnerships for development's vision of joining with other organizations to help with issues in the community, blood donation being one of them, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, calls this a beautiful partnership with everyone involved.
It's a partnership of so many Rotaries involved. Of course, the Grandmama Blood Donors Association. It's been spearheaded by Doctor. Can you come here, please? Dr. Cooper, who's been awesome in this initiative. This was one of those issues where we wanted to get our people out there to donate blood. We are just so grateful to know that Grand Bahama has stepped up to the plate.
Sharing a like-mindedness with the Ram Memorial Hospital about saving a life, Assistant Superintendent of Police Randall Delaveau showed up with about 30 recruits from the Police Training College and National Youth Guard to donate. Meanwhile, President for Grand Bahama's Blood Donor Society, Ladidra Marsh, touched by the public support, wants to see initiatives like this grow each time around.
Like I always tell the recruits, evil prevails when good men do nothing. And this is an opportunity for us as good men to actually do something, and do something that would be beneficial and impact in a meaningful way.
Let's keep it going. It's going to be, as every month we can do something new. You can give every 3 months. And so we want to say thank you to everybody who's come out and given their support.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And now to this programming note, the ZNF Health Zone is having a one-hour program focusing on heart disease, which will air tonight at 8 p.m. on the ZNS TV 13 or channel 211. Shane Stubbs is up next with your check on sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to your evening sports check. I hope you all are doing amazing. We had a very busy and exciting weekend in sports, so let's begin with some girls basketball. The 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays and the Sac Big Red Machine are your 2023 junior and senior girls champions of the 2023 Hoyts Geneva Rutherford Girls Basketball Tournament. The Blue Jays held on to defeat the D.W. Davis Royals 9-8 after a clutch block by the Blue Jays sealed the deal. Skylar Curry was named the MVP, and here's Coach Paris Knowles on the win.
We anticipated some competition out of Nassau, and so said, so done. It is a truly amazing feeling. These girls work hard, they are great listeners, and they have overall natural ability in playing the sport.
Next, the Big Red Machine went up against the St. John's Lady Giants, a rematch of the BAISS Championships. Sac would steamroll past the Lady Giants, coasting to a 38-15 win. Antonisha Moultrie poured in 16 points and was named the MVP. Here's head coach Anastasia Sands-Moultrie.
For our season, we only played probably about 7 games in total. And so, each game helps them to improve on their game.
The Freedom Baptist Warriors won third in the junior girls division, and the C.R. Walker Knights walked away with third place among the seniors. Next in sports, Terrence Jones putting on a show at the Big 12 Indoor Championships. He will go on to set a new meet record in the men's 60-meter dash in the time of 6.49 seconds. In Heat 1, he nearly set an NCAA record in that event, clocking 6.46 seconds. He and the Texas Red Raiders will go on to capture the 2023 Big 12 Men's Indoor Track and Field title. And lastly, in sports, 3 schools out of Grand Bahama battling in the semifinals of the Hugh Campbell basketball tournament. The Sunland Stingers would advance to tonight's championship game after avenging their GBSSAA championship loss by defeating the Tabernacle Falcons 66-55. They are now 1 win away from repeating as Hugh Campbell champions. They will take on the C.I. Gibson Rattlers, who defeated the St. George's Jaguars in a very close battle, 66-62. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can catch the Hugh Campbell Championship game airing live tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. I'm Shane Stubbs. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening.
And now it is time for your Health is Wealth Mondays tip with Dr. Tiadra Johnson.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of both men and women? Yes, women are at risk of heart disease just as much as men are. In many cases, you have no symptoms of heart disease, or they may vary. Typical symptoms of heart disease includes dull, sharp, or heavy pain in the chest, which may radiate to the arm. However, women may experience pain in the jaw, throat, or upper abdomen, and have with it nausea, vomiting, or fatigue. Like other chronic illnesses, most heart disease can be prevented. So schedule a checkup. Know your blood pressure, cholesterol, sugar, and weight, and keep them under control. We know that most adult Bahamians are either overweight or obese. So let's take steps to be heart healthy. Get active. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Eat less salt and sugar. Reduce alcohol and stop smoking. I'm Dr. Tiadra Johnson. Remember, your health is your wealth.
New year, new look. No, not you, but your home.
Decorative pillows in all colors, textures, and sizes. And if you want to make a statement, pick from over 20 different styles of our 5x8 area rugs. Get cozy in our lightweight comforters. And if you want to switch it up, we have duvet covers in a variety of colors. Decorative pillows from $23.99. Area rugs from $149. Comforters, $29.99. Duvets from $34.99. It's all here at Island Bedding.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'd like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
John West Shoes is now open. Carmichael West, Nassau, behind Wendy's.
Conant Bahama says, can you feel the love yet? And the home enhancement continues with 15% off all in-stock cabinetry, white shaker, Swiss chocolate, Ovaltine brown, and Hello Milo for the entire month of February. Now is the time to upgrade or modernize your kitchen or bathroom with quality cabinetry from Conant Bahamas. 4 locations here in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The coconut got this, cocoa ginger in madness, juiciness ice the vibe. This sweet like the sugar in a dripping like ice honey. I think all of my love me. Sweet like the sugar in a watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba ba ba, watch it go ba ba ba. Sweet like the sugar in a
new clear platinum flavor, flavored beers with a kick of rum. Make it platinum.
Our lives are full of action. Hey, babe.
From the studio to the video to back home.
All while balancing family life.
BTC Fiber Internet is our solution.
BTC is best for us. Hello?
With fiber, we save more on fast, reliable internet. And we can prove it.
Go to BTC's website and compare for yourself.
Select your current product, price, and location.
You'll see how much you can save with BTC.
Link up with better value.
Link up with BTC.
It's that time again. Buy your tickets now for Mr. Lucky's Big Raffle. And win, win, win. Win one of 2 cars. A brand new 2023 Toyota. Large cash prizes. A brand new PS5 and more. Enter today by going into your local Chances store and either depositing $20 or more onto your account or buying $20 or more lotto tickets. Tickets available until March 1st. Winners announced March 4th. So hurry into your local Chances store today. You gotta be in it to win it. Winners take chances. Chances remind you to game responsibly.
When I found out I was pregnant with Yellow, I was pretty happy because that's my first time going to be a mother. The baby's heartbeat. She did end up swallowing some of the fluid, and she had the cord wrapped around her neck 3 times. I'm not the only mom that goes through this.
Everywhere they could have put a tube in my body, there were tubes.
Join the ZNS Health Zone with guest Dr. Mespless, a cardiologist at Doctors Hospital, the medical expert.
What are some of the warning signs that tells you you need to go and get to a doctor right away? This could be a heart attack.
Chest pain is an emergency. The people need to go to the hospital, no delay.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Angela Roll, OMG Couture, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we appreciate you. And a special shout out to your store for always having our reporters stylish. We also say happy belated birthday to you as well, and we know you enjoyed. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report on the ground in Haiti. Investor confidence high in the Abacos. Persistent economic growth. And in sports, Hugh Campbell final tonight. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is linked up by BTC. Whether it's chatting, gaming, content creating, or working smart to get things done, link up to stay connected with BTC.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh off 2 days of talks here in the capital, regional leaders are keen on keeping their commitment to resolve Haiti's political crisis as best as they can. An international delegation that includes the Bahamas spent the day on the ground in the region's most impoverished country to see firsthand what's going on there. The Foreign Affairs Minister shed some light on the trip in an interview with our Altavis Munnings. Good evening, Altavis.
Good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Crisis24.com is reporting today that gang-related insecurity and unrest on the island of Haiti is likely to last until late March. It's a matter CARICOM leaders are very aware of as they work on resolving the deep-seated political unrest there. Well, to get the ball rolling, the Bahamas joined a group of international officials on the ground in Haiti today to meet with political and security stakeholders, all in an effort to show global support.
From the Bahamas side, you have the Minister of National Security, who's Wayne Monroe, and Keith Bell, who's the Minister for Immigration. And we're traveling with him would be representatives from the government of Trinidad, I think their High Commissioner out of Ottawa, plus 2 security people at the management level of their defense forces in Trinidad, and they will be met over there by the Jamaican Prime Minister, the Foreign Minister of Jamaica, and security people of the Jamaican Prime Minister's team. The idea is a decision was made here in Nassau at the CARICOM meeting to have a high-level CARICOM delegation join with the Canadians and the Americans to show support for the Haitian National Police. And it's going to be a one-day mission, so they should be back late this evening.
And according to Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, the ultimate goal is to hold a meeting of regional stakeholders, including the Haitians, in Kingston, Jamaica, a few weeks from now. Minister Mitchell underscoring that the Bahamas, nor any other Caribbean territory for that matter, has the military might to impose a solution on Haiti. But the region acknowledges that every level of security needs to be elevated there, particularly that of the nearly 17,000-member Haitian National Police, all in the midst of potential general elections.
Everybody's going with their eyes wide open on this because we should not fool ourselves that we have the capacity to solve the political problems in Haiti. We cannot. This is an issue which has to be managed. We can nurture, we can support, we can assist, we can facilitate, but we can't be the solution. The Haitian people have to be the solution. Our Prime Minister's made that very clear.
The Haitian crisis only worsened after the July 2021 assassination of its president, Jovenel Moïse, and the world anticipates its ending pretty soon.
The Haitian people, very proud people. They themselves are very embarrassed by the fact that they're the poorest country in the region, that they're seen as a beggar nation, that the refugees are causing problems with other issues. The Prime Minister of Haiti, when he was here, apologized to his colleagues for that. So, you know, it's a difficult situation, but we have an obligation in the international community to assist where we can, and that's what we're trying to do.
Minister Mitchell also confirmed that Bahamas Chargé d'Affaires to Haiti, Ambassador Godfrey Roll, returned to the island for this particular mission, while Cabinet Ministers Monroe and Bell are being protected by a special security team while on the ground in Haiti. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Mannings. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. So in the face of the Bahamas sending a delegation to Haiti, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis was asked whether it would also offer manpower support. Here's what he told reporters while in Abaco.
We will do our part to ensure that a space is created for the movement, free movement of people to lead to a free and transparent election. Whether we'll put boots on the ground, it's not a matter on the table now, but we are prepared to do our part to ensure that we achieve the ultimate goal. Recalling now that we did have before boots on the ground in Haiti when we were called upon to do so. So we'll only be doing what we have always been doing in trying to stabilize Haiti, because until Haiti is stabilized, we'll continue to have the challenges with irregular migration.
The Prime Minister also at the time holding firm that there is no pandering. He was hitting back at former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis. Minnis recently criticized Davis for suggesting during CARICOM the government would not take immediate action to demolish shanty towns for fear of creating another crisis. But yet, in his national address, put shantytown residents on alert as the government prepares to take decisive action. However, the Prime Minister insists the overarching principle is that the rule of law must prevail, and the government intends to enforce it.
I've always said that. There's no pandering or shift of my tone. That's what I've said, and I continue to say that. But I also say that the application of the law would be done compassionately and humanely. And so if he considers that the law ought to be enforced in a way that is not compassionate, which is that he's prone to do, I have to appreciate that we are still dealing with humans. As I said in church the other day, I'm reminded that when I was in my Sunday school, we all taught this song. I don't know whether you all went to Sunday school, that Jesus loves little children, all little children of the world. Red, yellow, black, or white, they're all precious in His sight. And so we all are. And we have to, in dealing with our people, we appreciate that we are all of the human race.
The Prime Minister says that will be done without compromising the country's sovereignty. Furthermore, he stresses that protecting the interest of Bahamians will always be first for him. Now, as for when the public can expect shantytown demolition to begin, the Prime Minister insists it will come.
That will come after some preliminary steps have been taken. As I indicated before, you don't want to solve one problem and then create another. You don't want to demolish places where people are living and they have no place to stay. That's one issue. We also, what I've said, and you will have heard me say that, first of all, documented Haitians who are in shanty towns, we are going to find who their employers are and oblige those employers to find a place for them to stay. Undocumented persons living in these shanty towns, we will process them and repatriate them. Yeah. Bahamians who are living in the shanty towns, we'll speak to them and ask them to move out. That's a process. Once that is completed, and that is ongoing as I speak, we've had some operations here in Abaco recently. That is ongoing as we speak. And once all those are settled, then you'll see the shanty towns being demolished.
As noted, the Prime Minister spent a few hours on Abaco as that island pushes full steam ahead with a multi-million-dollar investment. Already, approximately 60 Bahamians are employed on the construction end, with more on tap once the project is completed. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
Ground was broken Monday morning on the $352 million Montage Key Resort, residential and marina project in Abaco that officials expect to be completed and opened by the end of 2024. Occupying 53 acres of land with 7 beaches, the luxury development will include a 50-suite Montage hotel, 47 residences, bungalows, and a 47-slip marina among its amenities. The project is a partnership between Sterling Global and Montage International, and it's the first in the Caribbean for the Montage brand. Founder and CEO of Montage International, Alan Firstman, is excited to see the project move toward opening.
Just the natural setting is phenomenal. Look at the topography. It's not just a flat island. It has some great elevation, so you get to experience so many different feelings, and we'll be able to amenitize it with just with great recreational amenities, tennis, pickleball, great spa destination. So it'll be a place to come and go and really get to enjoy all that the Abacos have to offer.
Founder and Executive Chairman of Sterling Global Financial, David Kusoy, says the official groundbreaking marks a major milestone for the project he anticipates will create hundreds of jobs.
Throughout here, we're going to have approximately 200 beds or 200 rooms. So at times, there could be up to 500 people here. So we have 50 hotel keys and suites. The average suite's about 1,000 square feet for one room. Whereas you look at other hotels, major hotels, they're half that. So, and the decor here will be amazing.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the groundbreaking is even more special as it comes as Abaco continues to recover from the devastating impact of Hurricane Dorian. He says projects like Montage Key ensure that the country's luxury tourism product remains competitive, adding that the project is well underway.
It has started, as you can see. You'll see that several villas are already under construction. I'm told that the pre-sale for construction is moving quite well, and work has begun. And timeline is by 2024. By the end of 2024, we should be turning keys and cutting ribbon.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, also welcomes the investment, calling Sterling Global the gold standard when it comes to developments, as he says the company does not just start projects, but completes them.
This is really going to work wonders for the tourism product. We already started to brag about this development internationally, so it's great for the rebuild of Abaco. It's great for investments. It's great for tourism. This is going to be a fantastic touch to the landscape of the product here in Abaco and the Keys.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And speaking of projects, the government's still looking into prospective buyers for the Grand Lucayan Resort, and this several months after the sale to Electra America Hospitality Group fell through. Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President James Carey recently suggested the sale has in part been hindered due to political interference. Well, here's what Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, has to say about how the search is going.
Let me just say this without responding to nonsense comments. Let me say that we are continuing to work with several developers who are interested in the Grand Lucayan Resort. We remain positive about the possible outcomes, and as soon as we have something more definitive, Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited is going to make an announcement.
The government spending $15 million to make the Bahamas self-sufficient in egg production with the launch of the Golden Yolk Project. The program, expected to produce 13 million eggs in the Family Islands alone, was officially launched today. LaDawn Davis is at the groundbreaking ceremony and joins us live with the latest.
Makusala Bahamians like me who love a good old-fashioned omelet can breathe a sigh of relief after the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources officially launched its Golden Yolk Project here at the Agriculture Center on Gladstone Road. Now, this project is expected to employ about 90 Bahamians and will be felt in about 12 Family Islands. Now, I'm joined by the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting. Clay, this is a big day for you and agriculture officials. Talk to us a little bit about how you're feeling about it?
So today, for me, it's a road to victory in agriculture. We've worked hard over the past 6 to 8 months to put this project together, to put the right mechanisms in place, the right team of persons to help to build the project out. And today we're groundbreaking on not just the Golden Yoke project, but on a new feed mill as well.
And what actual measures are in place to ensure that this egg production yoke project is profitable here in the Bahamas?
Right, so this project would be similar to other projects across CARICOM and across the Caribbean, where farmers are contracted out to provide egg production for themselves. They're provided with the inputs, including a vet servicing, feed, and other necessary inputs to ensure they're successful. The intern would be in charge of their own egg production house or facility to ensure that they collect the eggs, they sell the eggs in turn to the special purpose vehicle, which would in turn sell to the wholesalers or distributors. So for me, this is not just about the Golden Yoke project, but this is about empowering Bahamians, economic opportunities, also with spin-off opportunities in regards to boxing, packaging, trucking, and other opportunities that come along with the direct job implications.
Clay Speeding, thank you so much for joining us for the Bahamas tonight, and all the best to you and the officials there at the Ministry of Agriculture.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, Makushla, 360 cartons of eggs were distributed to everyone that participated at the ceremony here at the Glaston Road Agriculture Center. Reporting from the Agriculture Glaston Road Center, I'm LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, LaDawn. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Our lives are full of action. Hey, babe.
From the studio to the video to back home.
All while balancing family life.
BTC Fiber Internet is our solution.
BTC is best for us. Hello?
With fiber, we save more on fast, reliable internet. And we can prove it.
Go to BTC's website and compare for yourself.
Select your current product, price, and location.
You'll see how much you can save with BTC.
Link up with better value.
Link up with BTC.
Because they were on sale, Keisha bought these umbrella shoes without thinking. Literally, without thinking. Hungry for deals? Come and satisfy that hunger at KFC before doing something crazy. Snack Box for only $5 with a piece of juicy KFC fried chicken, creamy mashed potato, and a buttery biscuit. A finger-licking good deal.
Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
The government's hoping to soon meet with food retailers in hopes of finally coming to an agreement on an expanded price control list. An Economic Affairs Minister, Senator the Honorable Michael Alquitas, is counting on that happening ahead of the existing and temporary price control amendment meeting set for April on its April 17th deadline.
Between now and then, we'll seek to come to some meeting of the minds on a permanent expanded list or a permanent solution. We've been discussing the matter, and we've been assessing some of the impact because we've been having some meetings. Some of our people have been having meetings gauging the impact on what has been happening and seeing what the impact is, getting some feedback from particularly some small operators and trying to figure out, okay, going forward, what is the best formula going forward? Because frankly, what we found is that it tends to impact the smaller retailers more than the bigger retailers. So going forward, we have to figure out a way to, whatever we do, make sure we sort of balance that out.
Now, you may recall many of the retailers pushed back on the government's decision to expand the price control list. Minister Alquitas maintains, though, that it had to be done in the best interest of consumers.
We think it was the right course of action given the inflationary environment at the time, and given that the government had already done things like reduce duties on food items during the last budget, intervene in terms of with shippers to get shipping rates down, and prices remain stubbornly high. So in the government's view, we had to do something to give some immediate relief, albeit temporary in that case.
In related news, their backs against the wall. Local petroleum retailers forced to make some critical changes that may very well impact employment. But before it gets to that point, they're looking to air their concerns to the government. Carla Palmer has the story.
While prices at the pumps may have decreased significantly over the past several months, it's still high for some consumers. For owners in the industry, they too report finding it a challenge to break even. Talk about making a profit. That's why President of the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association, Vasco Bastian, is once again making an impassioned plea for the government to rescue the sector.
We continue to struggle in this industry, and so we are asking the Prime Minister, Mr. Davis, if you hear my message, sir. I'm asking you as a young Bahamian in this industry for X amount of years, sir, and you as the Prime Minister, Mr. Davis, if you put some type of compassion towards us in this industry and meet with us, and so we could put this matter to rest, Mr. Prime Minister. You say, and I know that you're a man of the people, and we believe in you, Mr. Prime Minister. Please, Mr. Prime Minister, if you hear my voice or if you see this clip, I ask that you meet with us to try and put this issue in the petroleum industry to rest.
Bastian's appeal comes as he says retailers have been forced to not only downsize in staff, but make shift adjustments with reduced hours of work.
I would say the average station probably let about 1 or 2 persons go. And that's not only in the province, that's true even throughout the Family Islands, The operation costs in this industry continue to rise. And so we have to offset where we can in order for us to stay operational, not even profitable. We've lost profit in this country, in this business for several years. And so it's at a point right now, and it's always been at the point where we just want to stay operational. We want to keep these people employed. Look at the people. Look at the pump attendants, young and old, who've been working, continue to toil with us. And it's only fair that we try to keep them employed, but we also try to make a minimum profit. And if we're not making a profit, break even so we can keep these people employed. That decision was not an easy decision. Making someone redundant was not easy. Reducing the hours of employees is not easy. But in this business, we cannot pass on all of our operating costs and different costs in the form of a margin, not margin increase, in the form of increasing retail products on our C-store, where we try to make some money. We don't make any money on gas. Everybody knows that. We don't make no money on diesel. The only place we make 5 cents or 10 cents or even 25 cents in our C-store. There's only so much a person is willing to pay for a can of soda. We cannot price ourselves out of the market.
Bastian says since the initial meeting, retailers have been trying to meet with the government for a year now to discuss matters on margin increase, the national insurance contribution hike, business license on gross turnover and not on net profit, as well as other related matters.
We've written to the government, we've called on the Prime Minister, we've called on the Minister of State for the Economic Affairs, Michael Alquitas. We've also dropped 1 or 2 letters down to the Financial Secretary, Mr. Simon Wilson. We met with the Prime Minister, Mr. Davis was very accommodating to us. We've met with him, there's been some leeway, but the bulk of the issue and the source and the core of the problem is still outstanding. We need to fix this industry. The only way we can fix this is if we get back to the table with the government and we plan the way collectively. We don't want to close any of these sites. We don't want to stop serving gas. We don't want to stop serving diesel. We don't want to do none of that. Because at the end of the day, it impacts everybody.
Bastian says the Retailers Association is committed to working with the government to continue building this economy. He says the association is extending its hand in help and hope that the government does likewise. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Well, Press Secretary Clint Watson today assured that the government remains open to dialogue with the Petroleum Retailers Association, and should they desire to meet, will accommodate that meeting. Watson adding that officials are equally confident the association will do what it is in the best interest of all Bahamians and do what it can to preserve jobs. The local tourism sector finishing up strong in 2022, and as long as it can continue on with its robust performance, 7 million tourists and counting that is, the domestic economy will maintain its growth momentum this year. But as has long been the case, there are exogenous factors, further mutations in the ever-persisting COVID-19 virus, one of them. The Bahamas also shouldn't sleep on rising global fuel prices, which could very well constrain the travel industry's competitiveness. Add to this counter-inflation policies that the central bank warns could curtail the travel spending capacity of key source market consumers. And speaking of inflation, all things considered, brace yourself for that to remain high. There is, however, comfort in knowing the construction sector is underpinned by ongoing foreign investment-led projects. This, in turn, contributing to an employment rate that's projected to remain above pre-pandemic levels. On the fiscal front, this will be primarily impacted by ongoing disbursements for the required health and social welfare related to COVID-19 and ongoing spending to restore key infrastructure following 2019's Hurricane Dorian. The central bank's latest economic report further projects that the budgetary gap will require a blend of domestic and external borrowings with an increased proportion of the total funding domestically. Now, as for external reserve balances, that's expected to remain buoyant this year, in fact, above international benchmarks. The end result? Well, more than adequate to maintain the Bahamian dollar currency peg. Well, ZNS News reliably informed that IHOP's official opening here in New Providence has been pushed back from the end of February to mid-March. We made several attempts to speak with the franchise holder, but were unsuccessful. As reported, IHOP Bahamas was initially looking to hire about 200 workers with the intention to expand the franchise at a later date. We will continue to follow this developing story. In news from the police this evening, intense investigations continue into last week's shooting of 2 boys in 2 separate incidents here in the capital. Police say the younger of the 2, a 10-year-old boy, was shot around 1 a.m. Thursday on Lion Road after returning home from buying food. He suffered injuries to the right leg. Later that same day, a 15-year-old boy was in the area of Windsor Lane when a gunman emerged from the side of a building and opened fire on a group of people. In an attempt to escape, the teen was shot in his lower torso. Police, meantime, not letting up on taking illegal weapons off the streets, as evidence in the additional 5 recovered, along with over 35 rounds of ammunition. At last report, 10 adults are being questioned in connection with the incidents. We can also tell you 3 men and 2 women were charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Police credit their successes to members of the public who continuously provide intelligence to reduce crime and ultimately save lives. Operation Gambear, also deemed a success during the weekend. Over the weekend, 40 vehicles were stopped and searched. 30 traffic citations were issued to motorists. 9 people were arrested for rape, harboring a criminal, and outstanding warrants of arrest. Police also confiscated a quantity of suspected marijuana from the rear of a home after executing a search warrant. The drugs weighing in at 6¼ pounds with an estimated street value of $6,000. No arrests were made. In other news, relatives of 74-year-old John Francis Thompson are hoping you can help find him. According to a missing persons bulletin, the number 8 Oleander Avenue South Beach resident was last seen on Friday, February 24th in that very area. Thompson said to be 5 feet 11 inches tall, dark-skinned and slim-build. Anyone who can assist in finding 74-year-old John Francis Thompson of number 8 Oleander Avenue, South Beach, should call the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991, 502-9992, 911-919, or the nearest police station. You can also download the P3 Tips app. Well, now time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, should government offer more subsidies to encourage younger farmers? Yes or no? Now, to participate, simply log on to our website, and that's www.znesbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday. And as always, thanks for participating. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report returns in a moment.
Tourism today. Bahamas Tourism today.
The Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation hosted a mix and mingle for Abaco industry partners and stakeholders. In attendance was Parliamentary Secretary, the Honorable John Pinder, and Director General, Latia Duncombe.
Tonight is the Abaco industry mix and mingle for our stakeholders and our partners here in the tourism community of Abaco. This is important because we want to stay in touch and be hand in hand with our partners so that we could better address challenges, market them, and give them the spotlight and features they need internationally to bring more tourism here to Abaco. This is a startup after Dorian, and we're going to be doing more of these more frequently throughout the year so that we can have a true personal connection with our partners and stakeholders. So they are interested in knowing what is happening on my side via tourism, investments, and aviation, and I'm interested to see what they're doing so that we can work hand in hand on growing this partnership for all of Abaco.
Tonight was important because it gave our stakeholders an opportunity to come and to listen to some of the plans that we have for the island of Abaco, to collaborate, to discuss, to share experiences, to discuss opportunities, especially from a product perspective. The partnership with our stakeholders through collaboration is important because these are the things that are unique to the visitor experience. When our visitors come to our shores, our stakeholders, our team, their team engage with the visitors on a regular basis. So if we want to understand the visitor experience, we must collaborate to understand what the experience has been like, to discuss the expectation, and to make sure that the experience is next to none.
For more tourism updates, visit tourismtoday.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Global Learning Exchange can help make your education dreams a reality. Enroll now, and your first course is complimentary. Sign up for a free information session today to learn more.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Searching
for insurance for your beloved senior citizen? Star General offers the Silver Medical Plan for which you can apply up to age 85. The network includes the finest hospitals and healthcare centers worldwide. Insurance is provided through an AM Best A-rated insurer with reinsurance support through Lloyd's of London. Other features include no medical tests required, 4 deductibles, and $2 million lifetime benefits. Visit or call Star General Health and Life Insurance today.
Be it to provide opportunities for faculty or student exchanges, capacity building, or to expand its footprint, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute is keen on improving itself, and today offered up another opportunity to do just that. The Old Trail Road Institution this afternoon signed a memorandum of understanding with Nova Scotia Community College, a deal paving the way to explore all areas of mutual benefit. Excited about the partnership, State Minister of Education, the Honourable Zane Lightbourne, and Nova Scotia Community College's Gord Wilkie.
This memorandum of understanding today is a relationship that tells of our confidence in each other as countries. It also tells you that we have an awesome partner when it comes to looking into our national development.
These kinds of partnerships help grow and encourage instructors to reach out and to learn and look back beyond our borders. Because when you're in another culture, another place where people are doing the same thing and they do it maybe a little better than you take it back with you, you take ideas back. And when you do that, you inspire your students, right? And that's the whole game here, is to get your students inspired, get them passionate, make them want to go and be the best they can.
Both Minister of Grand Bahama, the Honourable Ginger Moxie, who actually introduced BTVI reps to those from Nova Scotia, and BTVI Board Director Christopher Farrington see the endless opportunities and exchanges the MOU brings.
I also see the opportunities for perhaps some scholarships. I see the opportunity for other best practice discussions as we continue to build our own curriculum.
As a board, we encourage both institutions to take full advantage of the opportunities which will become available upon signing. Let us make student and faculty exchanges between BTVI and Nova Scotia Community College a reality. Let us make resource sharing and staff development and training a reality. We live in an interconnected world, and we wish to give our students, staff, and faculty world views.
Professionals charged with leading the country's preschool system came together recently to strategize the way forward. At the time, Education Minister, the Honourable Glenys Hannah Martin, acknowledged the many youngsters unable to access a preschool education, particularly those with special needs.
Understanding the critical importance of access to preschool learning, we must continue to find modalities and seek solutions for universal access to ensure equity so that every child is given the best opportunity possible in this country.
The primary focus of this year's workshop, 3 components of 2015's Preschool and Daycare National Standards and Regulations, Health and Safety Practices.
Necessary attention will also be placed on the revised preschool curriculum. Accordingly, the structure, content, and delivery of curriculum are essential components in ensuring that our students are reached through a relevant context. I salute the 11-member body of hard-working professionals on the Council who see to it that the fundamentals of education are efficiently packaged and delivered to the nation's youngest students.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Our free free pick, pack, delivery service gives everyone in the Family Islands a chance to shop a variety of club products and prices right from home. Simply call or WhatsApp your order to 242-677-7266 or email order@amlfoods.com. A friendly customer service representative is waiting to pick, pack, and deliver your order to the mailboat of your choice. The options are truly endless, and with membership, you save even more. So order today and let Costrite pick, pack, and deliver right to you.
What if I told you that the future is here? That is not some magical door we walk through, but a place we create. It's home. The place where you can download a 2-hour movie in seconds and stay connected to loved ones even when traveling far from home. The fastest, most secure, and reliable way to stream the internet so you can do what you want whenever you want. Where internet moves at lightning speeds, smoother and more reliable than anything you've ever seen. This future-proof technology can take you to worlds that you can only imagine. That's the power of Alive Fiber. The future is here. The future is home. The future is Alive Fiber.
Shopping online isn't new to the market, but gaining access to affordable healthcare products at the click of a button is the greatest customer experience. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited gives access to a complete customer journey, from shopping in our retail store on 9th Terrace, Senegal, to shopping online at your convenience from work or from the comfort of your home. Offering delivery and pickup options. Remember, if it's healthcare, it's here. Shop online today.
Months still to go until the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season begins, but forecasters continue to hold strong that it's never too late to prepare for what's to come, and that includes coming up with the names. Well, 21 names have made the cut this year. Arlene, Brett, Cindy, Dawn, Emily, Franklin, Gert, Harold, Adelia, Jose, Katia, Lee, Margot, Nigel, Ophelia, Philippe, Rena, Sean, Tammy, Vince, and Whitney. With those of you with a long memory, this year's list may look familiar to 2017's, and that's because the names are rotated every 6 years, unless, of course, a particular storm is so destructive and or deadly, the World Meteorological Organization votes to retire it. Case in point, the devastation, destruction, and death Hurricane Dorian left behind in both Grand Bahama and Abaco back in 2019. Its financial toll widely documented as $3.4 billion. Now remember, the Atlantic hurricane season officially begins June 1st and ends November 30th. Well, now time for a check on Family Island weather, and no one better than Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. And just remember, all of those names, all it takes is one to make the season a bad season. Right now, outside of our studios, we are under clear skies with a temperature of 77 degrees, the relative humidity 60%. We have south-southwest winds at 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,017.4 millibars. That is 30.04 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the Family Violence this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 78 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Turtle Key, and Marsh Harbor, Abaco. The Berry Islands at 78 degrees as well. Alistan, Bimini, 1 degree up at 79 degrees, 78 in Harbor Island. Rock Sandy, Lutro, 77, Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space on Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros, all reporting 78 degrees. 75s in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma, 76, 77s in Ragged Island, Clown, Stanley Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 76, Ackland, 76, Matthew Town, Nagua, 78, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Seller. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots, those wave heights just around 2 to 4 feet. Your low tide, that will occur at 7:40 this evening. Another low tide at 8:50 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Tuesday, the winds are going to be light and variable with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean, so beautiful boating conditions for the next several days. And then on Wednesday in the northwest and central parts of our country, the winds also fall off light and variable with flat seas 1 to 3 feet. The low tide on Wednesday will take place at 9:53 in the morning with a high tide at 3:39 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas on Wednesday, easterly flow 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet with no caution flags in place. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's got to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk a catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one and the car say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. These 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening on a magnificent Monday. I'm Charles Fish. It all goes down tonight. But first, the semifinals, a rematch of the Grand Bahama Championship, Tabby and Sunland. Running and pushing and dish, one-handed jam. Tabby the champs in 3, making it look good. And just like that, Sunland right back at them. This one a real battle. Falcons with the one-hand floater in the lane. Jordan Sanders finding an open teammate with the easy 2. Second half, off the steal, Sunland getting a bit fancy off the backboard. Another bad pass by Tabby, and Sunland another one for the highlight reel. Falcons trying to get back in this one with the long ball. But this one goes to Sunland 66-55 here and payback at the GB Champs.
We used that championship series in Grand Bahama's motivation. We were
the better team all year long. We got an undefeated record. I'm glad we lost then, not to lose now, because this is two gamblers at all counts. And then we're coming here as the defending champions. I was so proud of the way my guys played on the defensive end, in particular my guys, Jordan Sanders and Tiana Roberts. They picked up the intensity on the defensive end, was able to make shots on the offensive end. I was so happy to come away with a victory. We wanted to be physical today. You know, the message to the guys in the locker room was to play physical and play hard, no regrets. And so we wanted to attack the defensive rebound. We wanted to control the tempo of the game. Obviously, top, you know that we're a fast-paced run-and-gun team. And so they would have sat in the zone defense and try to slow the game down. But we was able to still enforce our way and enforce our will. But Hearts of the Tabernacle, a very good team, very well coached. But this is our time, and we're here hoping to win the championship and take it back to Grand Bahama.
Next matchup, C.I. Gibson Rattlers, the New Providence champs. St. George's thinking about making this an all-Grand Bahama final. Shots falling for the Rattlers, a buzzer beater from deep. St. George's came out to play in the second half above the rim. And this is looking like it may be an all-Grand Bahama final after all. Jags now running, and these are some nervous times for CI. Yes, just like that, St. George's with the lead. Big shot by Butler. Rattlers now up a bucket. Inbound pass, and the big guard powers over the towers for two. Wheeling and dealing time, and the Rattlers deal with St. George's 66-62.
Feels real good. Hell of a game. I know the fans enjoyed it. St. George's is a very good team, very good shooting team. We didn't underestimate them because we watched them all tournament. We know that they were a tough team to beat. But we wanted a little more in terms of our defensive end. Some things we have to clean up in terms of our offensive end. We need to be a little more sharper. Rebounding the basketball, they were rebounding us. Number 21 is a freak athlete. They played extremely well. Hats off to coach and St. George's. But we got to prepare for tomorrow. Sunline is a very good team also, so it's going to be a good dogfight. It's mentally toughness on the stretch in terms of playing the type of defense we needed to play. We forced about 2 or 3 24-second clock violations. That was key, and we was able to definitely force some fouls, so we was able to score some free shots that really sealed the game. But we got to play better against Sunline. Very, very good team out of Grand Bahama, defending champs. So we have our work cut off us.
Now, prior to the Final Four, a throwback game between former players of the Iron Billy Pacers and the Tigers of A.F. Adley. Pacers fans really know how to turn up to support. Don't know if it's Russ or old legs, but took them some time, but finally a bucket. Tigers would win this one, and Amajal had to go through all this footage, and we'll bring you full high-lows later. Big collegiate indoor track and field weekend. First of the Big 12 championships in Lubbock, Texas, where Texas Tech's Terrence Jones lined up in the finals of the 60-meter dash. The sophomore bursting out to a time of 6.46 seconds, breaking the old conference mark of 6.51 set way back by Ronnie Baker in 2016. The time also the second fastest in the world this year. Over at the ACC Championships, Clemson freshman Wanya McCoy running in the finals of the 400 meters, the two-lap event indoors. McCoy took the lead from the start and came around in 45.91 seconds, the fastest time in Clemson's history, and also a new facility record. McCoy would also finish 5th in the 200 meters and was named the ACC Men's Track MVP for his performance. Yes, don't forget, 9 p.m., the championship game of the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship. Sunline versus C.I. Gibson, Grand Bahama versus New Providence. That's it for sports. Thanks for watching.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Wednesdays just got a whole lot better. Introducing Whopper Wednesdays at Burger King Nassau. Get a flame-grilled Whopper for only $5.50, including VAT. Yes, you heard that right. This Wednesday, you can indulge in the classic flame-grilled Whopper you love, made your way for only $5.50. Stop by your favorite Burger King Nassau location this Wednesday and enjoy a Whopper for only $5.50. Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.